one influencer is charging $85,000 for a negative review on a competitor's product.
So you guys have seen all the things that have happened in the beauty community. There's been a lot of things said, a lot of backstabbing, a lot of social climbing, and unfortunately that is the case in the beauty industry.
Now there was also drama about Manny MUA not willing to unbox sponsorships unless he was getting paid between $1,000 and $5,000 for the unboxing when Patrick Star was willing to do it for free.
This is what I think the issue with influencers are. I think a huge issue is undisclosed sponsorships. I think there are a lot of people that are choosing not to disclose because they notice that it brings a smaller return on investment, and I think that there are a lot of people choosing not to disclose because they feel like that makes them have to limit how many sponsored posts they're doing.
Oh, hey beautiful girl, I didn't see you there. Welcome to Mango Tea. Mango Tea. Made in China, bitch. Hey guys, and welcome to Mango Tea. If you're new here, my name is Steven Mango. I'm a drama channel. We talk about beauty drama and the beauty community. So if you want to stay up to date on all things YouTube drama, go down below and click on that subscribe button as well as that little bell icon so you stay up to date on all things YouTube drama. So without further ado, let's get right on into today's video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Marlene Estelle and a video that she posted called The Truth About the Beauty Community, where Marlene, the CEO of Makeup Geek, went on camera and spilled the tea, if you will, about beauty influencers, all that's wrong about beauty influencers and that whole entire culture, the amount of money that they're demanding to do sponsored videos and posts. People are trying to point the finger that Marlene was talking about Manny MUA. We're going to discuss if there's any truth about that. I'm going to show you guys some screenshots, and we're going to be also talking about some of these other beauty influencers and their opinions on the matter and sharing their thoughts, as well as my own personal experiences, if you will, with different brands and companies trying to do sponsored content, and just the problem about this overall. So, like I said, there's a lot to cover, but I'm going to try to sum it all up for you and get right into the meat and potatoes of this, even though I'm vegetarian. But okay, anyways, let's just get right on into it. So Marlene Estelle posted this video yesterday. It was an almost 9-minute video called The Truth About the Beauty Community. Now, I came across this video only after I started seeing different influencers and others commenting and reacting to this video. So I'm like, okay, there must be some tea, there's some drama, let's go over to Marlene's channel and check it out. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but a couple weeks ago, James Charles posted on Twitter that he wanted to survey you guys to find out if you guys are interested in him doing a video, almost kind of like how Shane Dawson did, where he goes and exposes the truth about the beauty community, beauty influencers, and is the makeup world and online beauty, is that all coming apart? Are people as interested in makeup and as interested in tutorials as they once were? I really want to do an investigative journalism piece on the decline of the beauty industry and its brutal truths, but it's a very touchy subject and I don't want to insert myself into drama I'm not involved in. Now, in my opinion on that whole entire matter, I feel like the market is completely oversaturated and there are so many new releases coming out every single day. It feels like there's always one company that's trying to outdo the other with the other, and then this release is coming out. There was the Norvina palette, and then there was this and there was that, and it was just like, it's exploding. It is one thing after the next, and there are a lot of makeup enthusiasts out there who can't afford to buy these very expensive palettes. It gets to the point where you want to buy one item and then it's like, oh, well, this new release came out and I really want to support this person, but you can't because you just spent $45 or $50 on another item. And a lot of the times it's usually nothing that hasn't already been done before. So there are a lot of people who have these dupes and they order lower cost palettes, a lot of made in China bitch items. So I just feel like it's getting oversaturated. So many people are coming on camera doing these videos where they're very lavish and extreme, and they're really fun to watch. Say, watching someone do makeup on a helicopter or in a Rolls Royce or any of that sort of stuff, and you guys love that sort of content. But for the average everyday beauty influencer to come on camera, it's hard to compete with the likes of a James Charles, a Jeffree Star, or any of those sort of guys who are taking their content like to that level. And it's great that they're able to, but the everyday person who wants to come on camera, maybe be a makeup artist or an influencer online, it's basically, I don't want to say impossible, but it's very hard to get noticed when there's a sea of all this other stuff going on. And also with this culture of people buying followers and subscribers and all that sort of stuff, it's really hard because these brands want to back out of doing deals with influencers. So, for example, if I am a fake influencer and I buy 2 million Instagram followers, my engagement might be super low. I may only get, say, 100 likes on a photo, but I have 2 million followers. So the brands go after the followers. And then say I charge $10,000 and they don't sell any makeup. They're like, hey, we just put $10,000 into Steve Mango and he didn't help us sell any product. So what's happening with a lot of these different brands are they're not getting a return on their investment, and these beauty gurus are charging fees that are higher than ever. And we're going to be talking about those fees and what these guys are actually trying to charge and command. And do you guys remember like back in the day when people were just happy to get like a shout out, and they were so happy if someone like reposted them, or if they were even able to make a little bit of money on YouTube? Now it's turning into this culture where these influencers are trying to extort these big brands for huge sums of money, and they're not bringing sales to those brands as they really should. Now, what Marlena was saying in her video was that her company, Makeup Geek, is now suffering because she can't afford to pay these influencers $50,000 or $60,000 to do a post.
I could not afford to pay $60,000 per video or $20,000 for one post on Instagram. I was really struggling.
When that's kind of what you need to do, I think, to get noticed in the YouTube social media field if you want to be that type of brand. But it's getting so ridiculous where, yeah, they want to support these influencers, but these influencers are charging so much money that they're not able to grow their company at the rate that they set themselves out to, and that sort of thing. And a lot of these brands, and what I've heard at VidCon, BeautyCon, all these different things, all these brands are shifting to go and work with different micro influencers. So people who may have 10,000, 20,000 followers, or any sort of small amount where they have very high engagement and a really honest perception with their audience. And these brands get a better bang for their buck because they know that the person who has a smaller audience has a more trustworthy audience. And there's this whole entire deal going on right now where a lot of these influencers are doing these deals on like the black market, if you will, where they're not disclosing as they're legally supposed to through the FTC. So there are these illegal brand sponsors that are going on YouTube, and you guys don't even know. And I'm not saying that that's right, but I understand why they're doing it is because they're saying, hey, my audience doesn't trust me because all I do is sponsored content. And you guys know, it's like a commercial. Every single video, they're trying to sell you something. And what happened to the days where they just sat on camera, bought their own makeup, or they're really truly passionate? Can you guys trust your favorite influencers now? I can't watch a beauty influencer without being like, okay, they got paid. And it's great, as you should. I know how much hard work it is to sit down, make a video, set up your lights, your tripod, all of that sort of stuff. And you have your own artistic skills. You should get paid for your work. And I just think that there needs to be a level of transparency that a lot of these influencers are not willing to be as transparent with their audience because they need the coin, but they kind of can't do commercials every single day, or you guys aren't going to tune in at the same rate or be as excited. It's like being excited to turn on QVC and watch infomercial after infomercial after infomercial. And that's what YouTube has kind of been feeling like. And I'm not going to name any names, but I've watched a couple other channels that are not beauty related, and every single Instagram post is a sponsored like model post where they're promoting Tic Tacs or something. You know what I mean? It's like, you're promoting Tic Tacs, and they come on their channel and then they do like Dollar Shave Club. And I know how hard it is to make money sometimes, especially if you want to do content that's maybe even LGBT oriented or things that may not get monetized. But it gets to the point, it's like, oh, I'm just following a feed that's just all paid deals. And good for them if they can command that, but it really makes, I know for me as a viewer, it makes me feel a little bit like, oh, it's not as interesting to follow them because it's just another paid deal, another endorsement. Okay, like nothing we haven't already seen before. In terms of makeup, I feel it's very hard to get discovered now, and I feel that a lot of these different influencers are maybe feeling the heat of YouTube and the algorithm and all that sort of stuff, so they're charging these astronomical fees. So what Marlena was talking about was $60,000 for a post. Now, I could understand maybe if you're trying to charge $2,000, $5,000 maybe to do a get ready with me with like a whole variety of different products. Maybe something like that is a fair price to charge when you have 100,000 all the way up to 1 million. I mean, I'm sure that, obviously they can get more. But the thing that was especially shady to me was when it was revealed that one influencer is charging $85,000 for a negative review on a competitor's product. So they will do a review about this product A, and they'll give it a horrible review because a competitor brand is paying them to give a bad review on that product. But if that's not disclosed, that's violating FTC and a lot of different ethical and moral codes, if anything, because they're deceiving their followers because someone was just willing to pay and buy these guys off. So most of these very big influencers are getting paid off. They're getting these free trips and these vacations, and they're living the life on these brands, knowing that you guys watch them and trust them and will say, okay, cool, I'm gonna buy that product. And really, it's a product they may not even necessarily like or enjoy, but they're getting the coin for it. So there is this post by KJ Bennett on Instagram, and they are notorious about disliking beauty influencers. Also, KJ Bennett, from what I understand and have heard, literally hates influencers, so I'm not shocked that he's spreading harmful misinformation regarding influencers and discussing uncommon rates. Yes, he legit despises influencers. He bullied me and tons before. And this is the post that they posted on Instagram that I found was very interesting that I wanted to share with you guys. I'd like to thank Marlene Estelle for having the courage to publish a YouTube video exposing what goes on behind the scenes in the cosmetics industry. I've attempted to shed light on this mobster-like behavior of top-level beauty influencers and their management, and I've been accused of jealousy, called a liar, and a hater. Fact: a brand I consulted with asked me to inquire about working with a top-level beauty influencer. The influencer's management offered me these options. 1. $25K. Product mentioned in a multi-branded product review. 2. $50K to $60K. Dedicated product review. Price determined by length of video. 3. $75K to $85K. Dedicated negative review of a competitor's product. Price determined by length of video. 4. A minimum 10% affiliate link or code to use on IG and YT. Yes, option number 3 is legit. Payment to damage the competition's business. I told you it was mob-like behavior. The demands and threats of influencers and their management have got to stop. The lack of disclosure by top-level influencers is fraud, and it's time for the FTC to step in, start charging fines, and shut this BS down. To the follower subs who still refuse to believe their idols are thugs, pull your head out of your favorite beauty influencers behind and see what actually goes on in this industry. Now, some people were coming at Marlena for all of this because they were saying that she's trying to accuse influencers of being money hungry. So this is what she posted on Twitter in defense of that statement. I'd like to formally state that not all influencers are money hungry. I don't want this to cause you to question everyone because that isn't fair to those either. I've said it in the past. Your gut will tell you who has passion and who has the need for fame and money. I think that yes, these people are running a business. They should be able to command a fee. I'm not saying that influencers shouldn't get paid, but I really feel like maybe we should focus on micro influencers and growing like the smaller people up. And if there are people who are genuine and truly honest, then we should support their content. If you see them on vacations in Bora Bora and Tahiti and Ibiza and all these different places, you have to wonder, are they just getting paid off by all of this? Now, people are saying Marlena was hinting that this was about Manny MUA after she was discussing friendships in her video.
You're being friends with them just because you want to gain their followers. I think that's wrong. Okay, I see this person's best friends with this one and now they're trying to get their audience, but then, 2 months later they're not friends. When you see kind of signs like that, you kind of know those are some warning signs.
I think it's very possible that she was talking about Manny in all of this, especially since he's been getting exposed left and right after all of the drama that's been going on in the beauty community. But I feel like this post by Marlena really upset a lot of other influencers and other people because they felt like they were being called out or put on the spot, especially if they have a bigger influence. So here are a couple different tweets, whether it's James Charles or Thomas Halbert, who loves to get involved in drama. So let's take a look and see what those guys had to say. James Charles responded to a tweet that said, "Your favorite beauty influencer gets paid $75K for a negative review of a competitor brand." He said, "I've never heard of this happening, and believe what you want, but most of us do disclose sponsorships. I can't wait to talk about people like the man who posted this in a video very soon." Raw Beauty Christie said, "I hate this ridiculous misinformation. How have I been doing YouTube for 5 years and have never heard of such a thing? Because if it exists, it's so unbelievably rare." At Marlene Estelle, I was pretty disappointed in today's video, left a full comment on YouTube relaying my thoughts, but I just wanted to say that I'm sorry you've had that experience with influencers. At Marlena Stell, I hope you recognize we aren't all that way, and as I mentioned on YouTube, I'm more than happy to offer you insight, influencer recommendations, or whatever else you may need for the low cost of $0. What she's doing in reality is creating a narrative that influencers get paid too much because she couldn't afford them and blames them for her company going downhill. Have a nice day. Norvina. Stop saying the beauty industry and community is super competitive as if that's unique. All industries are competitive. It's how business works. The only difference is this industry has a live broadcast. Thomas Halbert. Y'all deadass think brands like Kat Von D would pay me money to call their owner Kat Von anti-vaccine, or Huda Beauty would pay me to call her racist? I do not get paid to give brands negative reviews. OMG, all my sponsored videos are disclosed because I legally have to disclose them. I am not and never will be like the shady blank gurus, and that's a fact. Now stop it. And even if it weren't legally required to disclose them, I still would. I have always and forever will be on the consumer side. I want to know one thing though. If y'all ain't seeing the return with beauty influencers, why are you shelling out thousands of dollars, taking the same 10 influencers with low engagement and bought followers to the same brand trips and giving them the same sponsorships? We ain't seeing the return. Maybe use new influencers, ugly. Sally Ann Marie Joe have 2 million IG followers and 20k likes. 20k likes, and you're paying her how much? Brands get 3 brain cells. Again, guys, it's really how you look at it. I think influencers should get paid, but should they be getting more money than a doctor who's like trying to save people's lives, or a nurse, or lawyers, or people who are working very hard and they get maybe $60,000 a year or $100,000 a year, and these guys are getting it for one makeup post, and sometimes they're doing backhanded deals. Now, there was also drama about Manny MUA not willing to unbox sponsorships unless he was getting paid between $1,000 and $5,000 for the unboxing, when Patrick Star was willing to do it for free. Please watch. This is what Manny MUA's team did to me back in 2017. They would not unbox my PR on Snapchat unless I paid him. Since I declined, he snapped a picture with my products in the trash. Asking for $1,000 to $5,000 to unbox on Snap when Patrick Star did it for free to help us out? Now, Samantha Ravindell actually made a video, which I'll also link down below, on this whole entire thing. She spilled the tea. It was a great video. I highly recommend watching it. And she was saying that a lot of the times they get up to like 30 or 40 packages a week.
I get about 30 packages a week of PR.
And you can't necessarily go down and sit down and unbox all this PR for free and put all of it on Snapchat, because these brands will create these big lavish PR packages, mail them to you, and hope that you're willing to unbox it because like the box or the packaging was really cool. But yeah, maybe that's a cool way for a brand to maybe get some like free publicity. But again, it's a job, so they should be getting paid to unbox an item maybe for you guys on Snapchat. But for $5,000 for one Snapchat post, I don't know. I just think that things are a little bit like on that seesaw where it needs to come like this, where right now it's like these influencers are a lot of the times just commanding way much more than, you know, it's worth for a sponsored post, for example. Now, I know that my channel isn't like a makeup beauty channel in the same way where I don't consider I'm an influencer or a beauty influencer or anything like that. I've had companies contact me trying to offer me a code, and if I use the code, I get a discount, and then I have to go on camera and promote the product to you guys, and then you guys get a promo code saying use Mango Tea for 10% off, but I don't get any commission off of using that code, and I had to pay to try out the products to begin with. So there are a lot of like weird deals like that. There are a couple that would be willing to pay, but it's just like I wouldn't use that product, or it's just something that just wouldn't make sense to come on camera and do a video, say about mints for, you know, 25 minutes for you guys on my channel. Like, you guys come here to watch drama. I'm not gonna do a 25-minute infomercial for like $200 or $300. You know what I mean about mints? Like, it's just so silly. So I know that some people are willing to do it. They just want the money, they want the cash, and that's more important than having like relatable, honest relationships with you guys or great content. And I think this is really opening up a topic of conversation for other beauty gurus, people who watch them, you guys as consumers or viewers, people who want to get in this industry. I feel like it's actually opening the bag up for a discussion about all these sponsored posts. And there were articles and things that read that these influencers are not turning over any numbers for these companies that are worth the investment. So is there not going to be this influencer culture anymore? I think that there are brands that are going to obviously see the value, and there is value in getting product out there on YouTube. And a lot of the times it's more powerful than traditional media to have a commercial on YouTube than it is to have it on television. For example, SeatGeek, who did a deal with Shane Dawson during the Jeffree Star series. That was an amazing deal for them because they got seen by 70 million people or however many people. And I would remember that. So with certain people, it's worth it. It's not worth it to someone who has engagement that maybe they get like 25 comments on Instagram, but they have, 300,000 followers. Like maybe that's not the influencer to use. So I think that companies and brands have to see like what influencers are legitimate, who are just social climbers, who are in it for the love of makeup, who does great artistry. And I think that, yeah, there are great influencers out there, and there are crappy ones that don't actually help out brands or anything like that. Now, to sum it up, there are influencers who are out there who are honest and genuine and who want to disclose sponsorships, and there are shady ones who want the money. But the ones who are shady and want the money, I think you guys are starting to see through them more and more, and they're not as popular as they once were. I think that this was actually a good move for Makeup Geek to make this video and a post about it, to actually show a different side of the beauty community. And I really hope that James Charles maybe comes out and posts his video one day so we can see the dark side of the beauty industry and really learn about what goes on behind the scenes. This is your dollars, guys, that you're watching and spending money on these different influencers and buying this, these different products. I think that it's only right for you guys to have an honest review and honest assessment. All in all, you guys have to think about doing your own due diligence as well. You can't just trust what's on YouTube, for example. You want to be able to trust all these different influencers, but go to Sephora. Use a tester, go to Ulta, like whatever it is, go and test out the product. Make sure they have maybe a return policy and return an item that you may not want. If you already have a wonderful, nude lipstick, you may not need another nude lipstick because someone else is promoting it. So just be a smart consumer, and unless you have a ton of money and you're a makeup collector and enthusiast and you want to spend money on every single latest new thing, I think a lot of people aren't able to afford makeup as they once used to be able to. There's always something coming out, and I don't know, maybe we will see a shift in the beauty industry and community. But I'm really curious to hear what you guys think in the comment section down below, as well as what influencers you guys trust, who you guys like to watch, as well as who is completely out. Do you guys buy things based off of what influencers say? I'm really curious to hear what you guys think in the comment section down below. Also, make sure to click subscribe down below if you want to be able to stay up to date on all things makeup, beauty drama, all the beauty community, all the tea on YouTube I'm going to be spilling here on my channel. I'm really hoping to hit 100,000 subscribers this year, as I've been telling you guys, so it'd mean a lot if you guys click that subscribe button so I can reach my goal this year. Give this video a thumbs up so I know that you guys enjoyed watching this video. Share it with a friend. Tweet me at stevenmango or on Instagram. I'd love to hear from you guys and engage with you guys on social media. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on tomorrow's video. I'm off to Disneyland today. Bye, guys.